Good evening, everybody. It's a nice night in Madison, Wisconsin. We've got the Madison Radicals facing off against the Detroit Mechanix. We're coming in with the Radicals having already scored 1 point. And here we see Brian Hart with an immediate D. And they're going to look to convert this first break opportunity. It's a special pleasure. I have Hector Valdivia here commentating with me for this game. We'll be working a single mic tonight and see how this goes. So welcome.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. We're going to get intimate, and it looks like the fireworks are going to start early in town today. As soon as the game is done, Rhythm and Booms is going to happen across Lake Monona, and the people in attendance will get an opportunity to see the fireworks from the stadium.
We see the Radicals in for the score. That's Jaden Scullion on the receiving end. And the Radicals' lead is now 2-0.
Training and personal training. Whether you're seeking treatment for an injury or you just want to improve your performance, UW Health Sports Medicine is here to meet your needs.
Just go for it. So we come in to play with the Radicals leading 2-0. The Mechanix are working it near their end zone line against what looks to be the Madison Radicals 2-4-1 zone defense. The Radicals are sitting atop the Midwest Division at 11-2, and the Detroit Mechanix they're still looking for their first victory. They're 0-11 at present. And we see a turnover here, and Mechanix can't find Nelson in the end zone.
He found Nelson. Nelson couldn't find the catch.
So the Mechanix will get the disc back and see if they can't convert. So you see two scoobers in a row, both complete. It looks like the conditions are pretty nice outside tonight. We see a floating pass. Graffy, with the most Ds of any of the Radicals, comes down, pushes it to the ground. So you know a lot of these guys, Hector.
I do. I know them all intimately.
Intimately. How do you feel like they're flowing so far in this game?
It looks like an extension of their warm-up so far. A lot of open looks, easy passes.
And with that score, the Radicals' lead is now 3-0, 3 minutes into the first quarter.
Prizes include a ice jersey, young butter, and a lot of other great stuff. Introduce yourself to some of the high school players that are working today and at every Radicals home game at the merchandise booth.
Man defense.
They look like they started with the junk. They've definitely converted into man, but you can see they're happy to put on a double team, and that'll result in a turnover. Looks like the thrower wanted a foul or some sort of contact.
It's that classic look at your hands. Oh, Brian Hart, miscommunication with Adam Drew's turn.
We see the Mechanix marking. He's got the largest plus-minus of any player on the Radicals team, which is surprising because he moves from both from the offensive unit to the defensive unit, unlike a lot of the other players.
Oh, Brian Hart, why?
So the Mechanix will get to the disc. They're about 10 yards outside their own end zone, looking really at all short throws right now, 100%.
Seth Meyer, recently a father, threw that up to Brian Hart, which 50-50 ball, but with Hart, you want to take your looks. Unfortunately, Hart didn't come down with that one.
You see the Mechanix in power position and moving well upfield. But an errant pass will give the Radicals the disc back.
Yikes, I heard that the city of Detroit was hurting, but I did not expect this.
The Mechanix are coming off a loss yesterday against the Minnesota Wind Chill. They lost 31-15. The previous time that the Radicals played them earlier this season, the final score was 34-9 with the Radicals on top. So far, we're getting a pretty similar picture, and Everhart is in for the score.
No, Everhart, yes, throws from Hart.
Hart to Everhart, and the Radicals' lead is now 4-0 with 6.5 minutes remaining. The Radicals have clinched the first spot in the Midwest Division. They'll be playing the third seed from the Midwest, which is currently Chicago. It could also be the Indianapolis Alley Cats. So they get to test out any sort of ultimate strategy that they want this game to prepare for the playoffs.
Oh, Seth Meyer, still so good. Great find by Nelson.
And the Radicals are in for another score. That's Mechanix on the receiving end. Their lead is now 5-0.
This pull inbounds.
When Graffy gets them in, they're in perfect spots.
Oh, that's the tail of the game. That was a pass to the right place, but just about 3 to 4 feet higher than what that person could jump.
Drews will bring it in. Gets it around to Thibodeau to Rowan. Hart making an athletic grab there.
You'd think that was Thib, but that's actually Jaden. Both of them over 50.
Wilson puts it deep. Hart on the receiving end. Clapp catches it in the end zone for a goal.
Nice. Hart's father and 2 aunts in attendance. As you can see, extra motivation for him to make some plays.
So we have Wiseman with a pull, a little bit shorter, but inbounds.
I was threatening rain earlier, but the clouds have cleared and it is absolutely gorgeous here today. Fireworks, ultimate frisbee, hanging out, block away from the Capitol. This is Madison in the summertime right now.
Yes, it is. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, Coolidge! That's the second big catch that number 33 has made.
And the Mechanix are on the board. 6-1. A short pull is down. Drew's picking up, and the Radicals lead is 6-1 with 4.5 remaining in the first quarter.
Oh, Graffy looking for a quick give and go back to Hart, but Hart was looking further downfield. Miscommunication turn. Mechanix trapping on the line. Good idea. Oh. Jaden unable to get there in time. That's a break.
So the Mechanix pull, and the Radicals lead is 6-2. It looks like the Mechanix have settled down a bit. Notably missing from the Radicals' offensive unit is Andrew Brown. He's got about twice as many throws as the next Radical. And we see Annan there completing to Wriggles with the deep shot. He gets it over to Volkman.
Annan to Wriggles to Nate Volkman.
And the Radicals score. They're up 7-2.
And receive 25% off your membership. Work out where the Radicals work out. The monkey
The
ball.
pull is up. And out of bounds. Understandable, there's only 53 yards of width for Graffy to hit. Don't be worried about Andrew Brown being not rostered for today. I think Tim DeBile is doing his best, Greg Popovich, and resting his star player for the playoffs.
Graffy with a bid there, leaving the end zone wide open. The last time these two teams met, Graffy ended up with 5 Ds. See if he can have a repeat performance tonight.
Oh, nice grab over Graffy. A play as dirty as Graffy's mustache is.
Larson for Detroit.
The Radicals lead is 7-3. Volkman centers to Karen. Up to Shrywise. Up to Wiseman, who looks off Thibodeau downfield. And now looks for him. Throws into a defender. Not sure what he saw.
Whatever he saw, it might have been there the first time, but was absolutely not there on that second go-around.
Coolidge with a foot block. Results in a turnover. The Radicals will get the disc on the end zone line.
Come on, Benji.
And Karen finds Coolidge for the bookend score. The Radicals lead is 8-3.
Cool, it's just going for a walk. It's just one halftime beer. One halftime beer away.
Brian Hart pulls the disc, and the Mechanix are off to the races.
There's so much space out there on the field. It's really the way that they started was the Mechanix were just doing unforced error after unforced error.
Rowan trips the offensive cutter. It's going to be called for a foul.
Nickname Dirty Dan makes you wonder.
Contact on the play, 10 yards.
The Mechanix do look a little more settled down now, but they're still taking a bit longer to find the space than the Radical defenses.
Besser finds Schwalm. There's contact. That'll be a 10-yard penalty.
10 yards.
The player said there was a crossfield wind. We saw it on that throw.
Yeah, that throw just got slapped down just as he was about to get to Ben Nelson for the D. Might have robbed him of that stat.
Everhart will pick up and bring it to the end zone line. Radicals are moving it well. They find their first double team. Skewer breaks through immediately.
Oh, activate Drews. There you go.
You're going to get a fair amount of coaching commentary from Hector. He's very experienced. Going to...
Oh, yes! Seth Meyer with the grab.
Seth Meyer.
That's right before the end of the first quarter. The Radicals' lead is 9-3 with just under a second remaining in the quarter.
Seth Meyer, professor at St. Andrews for mathematics, makes a 50-50 ball look like a 90-10 ball.
Looks like they're going to put 4 players in the end zone matched up against the Radicals' 5 and not even attempt a throw into the end zone. So we'll go into the second quarter with the Radicals up 9-3. We begin the second quarter. The Radicals' lead is 9-3. It looks almost like a tiger trap, but it's turning into man. Graffy just took a while to get downfield.
Oh, another unforced error by the Mechanix, number 19.
And Scullion gives it right back. The Mechanix are telling each other to calm down. They got this game under control.
How about let's just calm down? We'll start there. Oh, Seth Meyer, that's right. Another D.
First pass can't be completed. Meyer laying out, but he can't come down with the disc, and the Mechanix will get the disc back for their third attempt at conversion. The double team is effective. The first throw again is a turnover. Drews picks up, looks for a reset, looks him off. And again, a first throw turn to Scullion.
This is not a beauty pageant right now. I hope it isn't, at least.
The first completed throw is a 10-yard loss, and now the Mechanix are moving upfield.
Ooh, foot on the line, but didn't see it.
I call him in. Rowan with a half-hearted bid, but the next pass is Graffy running through the disc. A floating pass to Drews, and Drews toes the line, and the Radicals are on the board again. It's now 12-3. Graffy with a pull. Short, but it's inbounds.
Available at the Radicals fan shop. Will be drawing names after the third quarter.
Mechanix with a foot block. I'm just not sure what the Mechanix are even looking for right now. Their eyes are on places of the field that I would not be looking at.
Mechanix has a knack for those foot blocks.
Graffy puts his hand up looking for that call. No call coming. Turnover.
Double team is set. And a huck to Graffy is complete. Turnover. And the Radicals will call a timeout. Look to put their offensive unit on the field. We see Wriggles. We see Wriggles isolated. And he immediately goes deep. And Wiseman finds him. But the pass is a little bit short. Wriggles can't come down with the grab.
It's that weird crosswind again. If you throw a blade into it, it's just not hanging at all. It's coming right down.
Do you think they should be changing the strategy at all to account for that?
Throw it a little flatter, more I.O., put it out to space to the 6'7" lefty, perhaps. Oh. Just a quick fit.
That's Chen with a low throw turnover. Karen's going to pick up the disc. And the Radicals are in a 4-man handler unit with 3 cutters downfield and a vertical. They've shown that look several times in previous games. Usually one person immediately goes strike for a first look, and then they're in a normal horizontal.
You can tell the Mechanix are respecting Wriggles and his height and speed right now. They're backing him by about 30 yards.
Wriggles getting loose. Great grab by Thibodeau. Puts it to space for Volkman, who runs in for the score. Good float on that disc.
Volkman rewinding time back 20 years.
And with that score, the Radicals lead is 11-3 with 8 minutes remaining.
Radical dad Rod Annan retired from the Madison City Parks. Folks, if you play Ultimate,
Scullion with a nice pull.
Parks, you have a lot of thanks.
Radicals lead is 11-3 with 8 minutes remaining in the second.
Annan. So Rod's here tonight. Everybody who plays Ultimate Madison, Rod Annan deserves a big round of applause. Let's hear it for Rod Annan.
Well, the Mechanix are showing that they can complete 5 passes in a row, but they gain maybe 5 yards off of it.
A big hook to the end zone.
Nice.
Is complete just outside.
Great.
And
Go ahead. Great grab, great vision. That's exactly what you want to see. Just throw it out to space for your receiver.
Alex Smith.
Settled in, Hector?
Settling.
Barnhart with the pull. The Radicals lead is 11-4. We see Volkman picking up the disc.
And we just received. Hart did not pull.
That was Barnhart with the pull.
Barnhart. How many hearts are there? Nice.
The Radicals can use this game as a tune-up for the playoffs to come. We see Annan with a shot to the end zone.
I hope
Nobody's home.
that's not part of the tuning up.
So the Radicals sit at 11-2. The Rush are leading the East Division at undefeated at 11-0. Point differential of over 100. That's about 10 points per game, just like the Radicals. And in the West, we have San Jose on top, 11-1, and San Francisco at 10-2. With only one spot from the West, only one of those teams will advance. There's a call on the field.
Hib thought he had the D. An initial whistle and then taken back. They give it to him. That's that senior discount.
Gets the disc right back. Moves it to Coolidge.
Ooh, uncharacteristic.
Try-wise, a little lack of focus there. The Mechanix can't seem to find much of anything right now. A big shot deep. Try-wise, trying to gain ground, but that one's going to land out of bounds.
At least landed in the stadium, though. So Volkman's about to go tap the disc in. He's been playing disc for as long as Karen's been alive, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give as much space to him as you can and let him use his unconventional throws to work it. Boom,
We see it working. Try-wise to Rowan. Or that's my mistake. That looks like Coolidge.
Otherwise to Thomas Coolidge.
Coolidge just outrunning his man. And the Radicals lead is now 12-4. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
There should be a whistle call or something, some way of differentiating.
Looking like a nice pull, but it lands out of bounds again. Graffy's percentage is not too high tonight.
Of like the 10,000 places that you could put the disc in bounds, you still find a way to get it out of bounds. You have to look for a way to pull it out.
If that had landed in, it would have been a great pull.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
It's true. We see a nice blade completed.
Doesn't do them that much good, though. They're still trapped on the line. Ooh.
It'll work out for them this time. The Mechanix are in for the score. They close the gap to 7. It's 12-5 Radicals on top.
Our house. I saw the Club Junior box.
If there's any consolation, the Mechanix pulls look great tonight, but they're down and in a hole by 7.
I hope it is consolation.
We see Coolidge and Volkman working the disc. Got a prototypical thrower handler and a prototypical speedy handler.
I never thought I'd hear the day that Coolidge would be described as a handler. Prototypical anything.
He's got the speed to be a great handler. We see Wiseman throwing into the end zone, and Coolidge can't come down with a disc.
There's that weird wind again. You have to throw it flat, especially in a stadium when the difference in wind is going to vary depending on how high you throw that disc. As it's coming down, it makes it just really difficult for a receiver to actually read it well.
Yeah. You can't see it from here, but the field's also kind of humped. It's tallest in the middle, and that can also affect the throws.
For those who play soccer, that's a crowned pitch. But a humped field works just fine, Jeremy.
We don't have humped pitches in most Ultimate games.
Wriggles showing that lefty backhand, nice.
You see the Radicals calm and collected. Pretty much everybody feels comfortable in either the handler or cutter positions. We've got a whole new set of cutters playing handler right now.
What is this world coming to?
There's a call. Looks like a pick down field. So girls will come back 10 yards and maintain possession.
John Thib pulling him a little further back, whistles it in.
It's not clear where the force is. He switched it up about at stall 3.
Ooh, miscommunication. Wriggles led a little too far. Oh, and Mechanix with the veteran timeout call here. Put your O-line in, whoever you are.
So we'll coming out of the timeout, we see an interesting handler setup here. We've got one mechanic directly behind the disc, about 10 yards. It looked like there were two other handlers, but it's not clear what they're doing. Shot goes deep. Mechanix with a bid, but a little too far for his reach. And the Mechanics are in for the goal.
Not a bad goal. The unconventional look from the Mechanics was chaotic enough to confuse the Radicals. Great shot downfield. Come on, this was...
We come back in with Karen moving it upfield to Volkman for the first pass. Up to Coolidge and up to Wiseman. It's looking like a lot of clean undercuts. Annan in the deep space.
Oh, the poster!
We may have gotten a photograph of that one.
He hopes so.
The Radicals' pull is again out of bounds. Graffy's not happy with himself. They're in their famous 2-4-1 zone. All the teams know that this is coming. No one seems to have figured out very effectively. The Wildfire tend to possess.
Tyler still playing?
The Mechanics haven't seemed to figure it out. Not today, at least.
Well, there's a lot of space, especially off on the very far sideline, but these guys a little rushed right now, chasing that disc, everybody. It's a U9 soccer game.
At the same time, we've seen a lot of blades go up, and very few of them have been completed, so if that throw is not available, it's hard to get to some of those wing players.
Oh, just a freebie for Ben Nelson. Here's a stat for you.
Give and go for 20 to 30 yards. Looks like a travel or a contact call. It's a travel, and Nelson will be on the stat sheet again, but this time for a turnover.
Just back to even.
You can see the double team is taking away the backwards passes.
Ooh.
Maybe a little bit of a rush throw there, but I think the receiver should have caught it.
Mechanix all alone.
Boosts it. Graffy's under the disc. Reads it well. And throws a continuation. And Seth Meyer comes down with the disc and he gets a pat on the back from the Mechanix player. 2.1 seconds remaining in the second, and the Radicals' lead is now 14-6.
Oh, Graffy. Thank you for encapsulating yourself with some of like the old Hodaks from our season. During club with like PBR is what they were called for 1 year.
With 2.6 seconds remaining, the Mechanix will immediately call a timeout. That'll give them an extra chance to hug it to the end zone.
Or to hold the disc again and let the time run out.
2.1 seconds.
Oh.
And it's not a completion, so the... it's not clear. The...
Oh! Yes, no?
The whistle blew, suggesting that the time was expired, but according to the rule book, we need a completion for the clock to start. So the Radicals are a little bit confused as to why that's not a score.
Yeah. Referee Becky Ladunny signaling, put time back on the clock. 2.1. The crowd and players demand it.
But why that wasn't a score is unclear to me. That was the first completion. No time should be off the clock, and that was, the disc was in play.
Now I understand the Mechanix' first strategy of just holding that disc. They're just looking to push this pass as wide as possible. They have a poach sitting in the lane, and they're going to have to make Jaden force a play. Here they go. They're bringing the stack in now. Better option for the Radicals.
So no handlers in this offensive series.
Everyone's a handler.
And Wilson throws right into the defender. I guess that's technically a completion, so maybe the time will expire. But it will not.
The Mechanix say enough. Enough.
And we'll go into half. The Radicals are up 14-6.
The opening pull is presented by Discraft, the official disc.
Welcome back to Madison. We're beginning the second half, and the Radicals' lead is 14-6. We'll see if the Mechanix can't make some adjustments and close the gap a bit here. We see the offensive unit minus Brown working the disc. They've only moved it up about 10 yards from the pull origin, but they're working it well. Volkman's got power position, but a miscommunication with Annan will result in a turnover. We'll see if the Mechanix can't get a break on the first point out of half. But again, on that first throw, couldn't find his cutter. Radicals' offensive unit will take control again. Karen with the disc now. It's a flick force, finds Trywise in the middle of the field. And he throws a break hook.
Oh, wonderfully placed.
Thibodeau tracks it down. He's in the end zone. And the Radicals are up 15-6.
I should have told you, all the players just pee behind the building over there. You could have just instead of going all the way.
Rhythm and Booms fireworks.
And here we go, this pull inbounds. And right away, the Mechanix off and running. Evan Hughes with the disc, moves it, asking for it again. The Radicals putting the zone on, but the Mechanix patiently moving around it. Schwalm moves it out of the trap, and after a quick swing, Lucas with the goal. Big pull by Peltier. And Karen fields the disc. Right away, squaring the pull to Volkman and gets it back. Oh, a little give and go. Nice try wise, wisely holsters it and finds Wriggles coming back under. Quick swing and Wriggles gets it again in the center of the field. Neither team seems to really be stressing. The Mechanix putting in a little bit of pressure, but the Radicals nicely working around it. And speaking of arounds, great shot, Karen to the veteran Thibodeau. And another goal, 16-7, Radicals up.
Sports medicine, remarkable.
Scullion boosts a big sky ball, and it lands in bounds.
Close to midfield. So the Radicals are up 16-7.
Woo! Second shot, number 8 comes down with it.
Del Real. Giving goes up the sideline, leads to a big huck.
Brian Hart, make your family in the stands proud, Brian.
Hart with the D.
Looked like he was back a couple steps, but read the disc better than his offensive course counterpart.
With the fireworks coming right after this game, I can't think of anything more American than Hart to Meyer to Everhart and back to Hart.
And Wilson Andrews.
Oh, big collision here.
Hurts.
Did you get stepped on, Bill?
He's a warrior.
Bill got stepped on.
So we'll get back into the action. We've got Scullion 10 yards outside the end zone looking for a strike cut. Now finding Mechanix with a break. The reset.
This is where the width of the Pro League fields comes in. After that big swing, you still have another 30 yards that you can look to continue on.
Break to break to break.
But again, that crosswind right there, pushing that pass down and out of bounds. Meyer with the turnover.
Breaking the Meyer to Hart connection right there.
Oh.
The stall is called. I thought he might have gotten it off.
Yeah, a little bit of a late whistle there.
Stall call.
Wriggles with the disc. He's double teamed, but I suspect he can step around both of those players.
Or he can just raise his hand.
He draws contact. He'll get to center the disc, the middle of the field. Finds a lefty high release backhand. He's a lefty, so that's his bread and butter. And Hurts in for the score.
Nice way of getting to watch the Mexico game tomorrow, I see.
Crocky's pull is inbounds.
He's been listening. Ooh, almost a travel, but threw it in time.
Travel from up here. Travels are costly in the AUDL. It's a turnover.
If in the act of throwing or throwing a pump fake. But if you catch and you travel, that's just a yardage penalty, correct?
That's correct. Yes. But he was throwing, so.
Yeah. You got away with one.
And a little contact, but it goes uncalled.
Oh!
Good attempt there.
Great attempt. Graffy with enough pressure. Their international player?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Lowerson.
From Denmark.
Oh,
It's a costly turnover.
big comes up short. But Mechanix are going to pick it up. Oh, no, they say, not you. Get away from the disc. Right away with the zone. Oh, my God.
I can feel the frustration up in the booth here. See if the Radicals can calm down and convert this.
Now with Graffy with the disc.
That's a pretty solid throw right there.
Oh, jeez. What's wrong with him? He's playing outside of himself. Mechanix, who has just been dropping bombs on dimes all season long.
And Meyer comes up with that grab.
That's probably a big reason why Mechanix plus minus is the best in the game. He knows who to throw his sky balls and shift his shady throws to.
Promo code Radicals 2014. That's monkeybargym.com. Promo code Radicals 2014. Work out where the Radicals work out. The Monkey Bar.
Graffy is now sacrificing time in the air for just keeping it inbounds. Oh, and it strategy that pays off.
Yeah, it does.
Clustered around centers of the team, but pretty quiet.
Scullion and Drews playing the give and go game.
Few can play it as well as Drews can.
Scullion a little bit behind his receiver. That's Wilson, and a great layout prevents the score. That's Zach Barnhart. He'll pick up the disc. We'll see his offensive prowess here, but he's not getting many good looks.
Ooh, conservation of greatness holds. Brian Hart opting to keep that disc on the sideline trapped. Oh, and they see some space behind Davis. No.
Graffy on the
It was just an illusion.
Oh, big miscommunication there. Scuba by Drews to Hart, but Hart was already going deep.
And with the flow of the disc, the Mechanix will get in the end zone for the goal.
An out of bounds pull means the Radicals will center the disc.
Oh.
Hannon throws into a poach. Volkman was close.
He was looking for that space, but the Mechanix defender read it perfectly, and Shrywise does the same.
Thibodeau without a mark. Looks to reset the disc.
Now Annan with the disc looking deep, and the dependable Coolidge.
Backs it down.
Tom Animal added to Thomas Coolidge.
The only way that would be okay is if we were hearing tornado sirens in the background.
A couple weeks ago, that was Madison.
That was then, this is now.
Yep, yes indeed.
Great throw down the line by the Mechanix. Still a trap though. The Mechanix don't do a very good job of using the entire lateral width, and here's a prayer.
You can see all 7 of the Mechanix players are within a third to a half of the field.
It was a prayer ball, but I think it was Graffy back there that was praying for it. He just, pad my stats, please, pad my stats.
Yeah, we should really give Graffy a man-on-man stat and a zone stat.
Oh, Mechanic, don't blame it on Club Junior gloves, man. That's just a straight up drop. You gotta close your hands for the gloves to work. Oh, but that guy has no gloves.
You gotta wear some gloves. That's the lesson. And Nelson launches it. That's Meyer under the disc. And in Meyer fashion, comes up with the grab, and the Radicals lead is now 12, 20-8.
If you're a student at St. Norbert College, or if you're a Detroit Mechanix player, Seth Meyer is here to school you. They give this pull to Scullion, who keeps it in bounds, and the Mechanix hit the receiver in center field. Oh, double cutting. They get the disc, but what do they gain? Oh, Graffy asleep. Knows that he won't be punished.
The Mechanics have had a rough season. The closest they've come looks to be 5 against the Cincinnati Revolution, losing 15-20. Blading forehand will lead to a heart layout D. The Radicals will get the disc at midfield.
Big Drew's hook. Oh! Great effort by Mechanix.
He wasn't even looking for the huck, but he almost caught up to it. We'll get a huck the other way, testing Scullion.
Oh, great grab by Detroit. Scully not playing bad D there. Oh, and why just hold it instead of throwing it to the open hands in the center? Why not?
That was Hubbard with the grab. He's been their main deep threat. A scuba is complete and they're on the doorstep.
The problem that I'm seeing with the Mechanics is that every time they catch a disc, it seems that they need to reboot the machine. There's no flow there. They make a catch, and now it's a brand new opportunity for them to have to start their offense all over again.
Right. And here we see a stoppage. That was a little bit of flow.
Contact foul on Madison. Mechanics disc on the goal line.
Like, why not just be in the end zone there? Pull the receivers a little bit wider and make the defense have to really stretch.
Instead, we see a blade. Scullion can't come up with the D, so that'll be a score. With 4.1 seconds remaining in the third, Radicals lead is cut to 11, 20-9.
With smart motors.
Great pull by the Mechanics. Oh!
With just 4 seconds, the Radicals will be hard-pressed to make this a goal.
Volkman lurking. Looking to maybe get a quick catch and release out into the end zone.
Annan finds some open space. He'll have a shot.
Unable to get it into the end zone, and Riggles can't come down with it.
Good defense by Andy Barnhart. So we'll go into the fourth.
3 quarters.
The Radicals leading 20-9.
9.
What was the name of that company that got...
Cylindra.
Cylindra, thank you.
We're back.
Are you working for them?
No, I got a job.
The Radicals lead is 20-9. We're at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We see the Radicals in their 2-4-1 zone.
Ooh, Detroit quickly moving it though. Oh, and then quickly giving it back.
It's been the story of the game thus far. They just can't seem to complete a series in a row.
Wilson finding Mechanix. Come on, Mechanix. A lot of contact on the mark with no foul called. That's fine. He wanted the goal, not the assist. Mechanix.
It'll work.
scoring.
One winner wins everything.
What?
No, boo.
Let's do all the jerseys separate, and then there's like a fan pack.
No travel call there?
Where are they picking it up at the fan booth?
Yeah, the merchandise.
Okay.
Nice.
A lot of short movement. Seeing that flow that we've been wanting to see.
Yeah, it's actually upfield this time.
Yeah, it was hard for me to get all of my friends that came watch the Rhythm and Blues song, so it was.
The Mechanics are being a little more judicious with their decision making, and it's paying off. Oh,
That
until I
one's not
jinx
going to
them.
work out. Hart comes off his offensive player for the D.
That was telegraphed. That was emailed. I'm sorry, telegraph is way too slow for that.
That's Hart's third D of the game. He's tied with the lead with Seth Meyer and Peter Graffy.
Drew's looking off the line. Get it. Why not? Why not Hart?
Hart to the end zone.
Oh.
Overthrows Everhart.
Hart again playing 15 yards off his man in the deep space.
Seems like an apt strategy. They haven't seemed to use the whole width of the field very effectively. You can see Hart jumping right there.
Why not? I mean, I'd be jumping at everything deep. They haven't, the Mechanix haven't shown the ability to really consistently work it under point after point. Oh,
Wilson with the run through D.
I didn't even bother to ask them about the season.
Hart's had a solid game all around. He's got 2 assists, 3 Ds.
ooh.
Drews with a throw over the head of Whitehead, couldn't come down with the disc.
That's the dark side of the throw and go. Sometimes you throw and it's too late. Popped it up. Oh, the Radicals are in man now with the little double team.
Hart again coming off his offensive unit. Big hammer cross field.
Oh, the first one of the game and it's not rewarded. That was actually a great look.
No, the only one I went on was the.
Where's that guy been all this game?
Maybe they're loosening up, looking for quick shots to the end zone, trying to cut down on this lead.
Oh, Mechanix.
Watch yourself.
On the goal line, the Mechanix knocking.
A little push pass, give and go. They're close.
It's this hesitation that's killing them. Oh my, just kept. Oh.
Every time Hector speaks a word and turnover seems to occur, they're just listening, full attention.
I doubt my silence would rectify their offense any.
And after a series of turnovers, Tim DeBile, the coach, wants a timeout. So we'll come back with Karen with the disc.
Double team right away.
He's comfortable throwing the scuba. There's not much wind out there.
Yeah, and there's no reason to try and throw it through those two guys. Just right over the top, nice and easy, plenty of space. Volkman throws nothing but scoobers. Oh, set him up, try Wise. Oh, big shot to Wiseman. Can't come down with it. Surprising, because he ran all the way to Chicago in the offseason.
Oh! Shots fired in the club scene there. Volkman's had a great game. He's 14 for 14, even with his scoobers only strategy. And we see a low huck eaten up by Tom Animal Annan. He's directing traffic downfield, finds his Chicago teammate, Wiseman.
Oh, plenty of space. Wriggles, lefty, left hand. Why not?
He's going to look for a call there. I'm not sure he's going to get it.
Eyes bugging out like Tim Duncan.
He just decided to lay out into 2 Mechanix players and throw a disc. And
Fishing.
Yeah, he's not getting that call. Mechanix walking it up.
they're going to throw that disc to the ground. They think that was a foul. So spirit of the game is in effect.
Oh,
Wriggles with a prayer ball. Wisens goes up and gets it.
just a box out. Boom.
David Wiseman.
So 22-9, Radicals on top. We've
All
got
right, let's do two
just
more
over 5
winners.
minutes remaining in the fourth.
Speaking of got a winning ticket, bring it to the Radical Fan Shop and redeem it there for your prize. Once again, thanks everyone for supporting Heist Ultimate by buying a raffle ticket. And a huge thanks to Heist for helping the Radicals.
Graffy's inbounds pulls are just above 50% now.
He's feeling proud.
And there he
Another
goes.
D.
Mechanix really looking to push the disc. They're running out of time here. Looking for their first W, but I don't think they're going to get it tonight.
Let's break double digits first before we talk about W's.
Wilson tracks down that disc in the back of the end zone. Good for another goal.
J-Dub Wilson.
Final score of the last game, April 19th, 34-9.
Oh, happens to be my birthday and my birth date.
Is that a coincidence? So the Radicals need to score 11 more to match that same score the previous meeting.
At this point with the playoffs so close though, you just you just want to make sure that everybody goes to the playoffs healthy. And it seems that they're playing that way. They're not being too risky. They're taking shots when they see them, but overall, they seem relaxed out there on the field. Patiently waiting for the Mechanix to make an unforced error, which more often than not, unfortunately, has seemed to be the case.
Graffy taking a shot,
And a great shot, actually.
leading Hart into the back of the end zone on the sideline. This lead is now 15. It's 24-9. So as much as we've been ragging on Graffy, he is a stat leader here tonight. He's got 4 assists, 6 Ds, and his plus minus is +8.
That's like only 2 out of bounds pulls per assist.
I'll take that stat, I guess.
Me too. Nothing but love for you, Graffy. Oh, skyballing.
Here we go.
Great awareness.
Garner gets the D. A collision, and both players are shaken up. I hope they're okay.
Shiesty Ben Nelson break, followed by one in turn from Seth Meyer.
So Garner will get the bookends there.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
The Mechanix are coming out with a 4-handler set.
Seems like a weird strategy. So they have 4 handlers. I'm guessing that their goal there is to try and create downfield space. The issue has not been creating the space, it's been finding it. And there we go.
Again.
Drews to Hart.
Hart to Drews.
Graffy wants to play.
Scully, I'm looking for a deep shot. He wants it. Now he's coming back under.
Nice and calm. Oh,
Whitehead will clap catch that in the back of the end zone. Clean offense. Gives the Radicals a 26-9 lead.
and a resting heart rate for the entire Radical squad.
Graffy's willing that pull to go a little further. Seemed to go far enough.
Absolutely.
Sliding catch saves the hammer.
Oh, nice bid by
Mechanix.
Mechanix.
Mechanix is known for his layout Ds as a handler defender. Very effective at jumping those routes.
Oh, great pass to Graffy.
About 15 yards underthrown. Never got above the jumping height of any Radical player.
Not even Karen.
That's low.
Yes. On just one level. Ground level.
A nice hammer pass, and the Mechanix get the Radicals out of position. We just...
Oh, and Seth Meyer doing exactly what they hired him to do.
Garner throws to the end zone. And Mechanix laying out. That was a comfortable layout for Mechanix.
UW Whitewater to UW Stevens Point. Small schools representing big.
This is going to be one you'll want to see, folks. The Radicals on Facebook immediately.
Ian Smith's own Jason Joyce calls me out.
We just got a shout out from the PA. Be sure to tune in. I guess you guys are already tuning in.
We're going meta.
We've got 45 seconds remaining in the fourth, and Hart immediately gets a hand block on the first throw. This one's gonna go in the books.
Seconds remaining.
Graffy wants to be the hero. I know he does. Give it back to him.
There's no need for heroism here. We just need to possess. That was a strategy employed against the Wildfire, I believe.
Oh.
Maybe it was the Wildfire employing that strategy. Just lose 5 yards, take off 30 seconds off the clock. Lose 5 yards, 30 more seconds.
Lefty low release backhand. Meyer just outside the end zone.
He wants it.
10 seconds left. The crowd screams hammer. Graffy with the disc.
I think he's going to appease them.
Of course he is.
There we go. And Wilson comes down with the grab. 1.3 seconds remaining. Radicals on top, 28-9.
Ask and ye shall receive. Peter Graffy to Joshua J. Wilson.
A lot of experimental rules here. A lot of differences between club from the USAU and the AUDL. No mercy rule yet in effect.
Hammer pull yelled out from the crowd, but they don't get it. That's the first completion. Are they going to go for the end zone?
Oh, yes.
Nope. And so we'll end the game here. The Radicals get the W. They're up 28-9.
Mechanix 9. Fans on your way out of the stands today.
So they'll extend their lead.
Buy a pair of shorts. You'll get a free
And we'll sign out. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jeremy Weiss.
I'm Hector Valdivia.
You look great in the shorts.
And we'll see you guys in the playoffs. This is the last home game.
Absolutely. Be ready. Madison Radicals coming in hungry.
We'll see you right back here at Breese Stevens Field on July 19th for first round AUDL playoff action. Game time is 6 p.m. Once again, your 2013 and 2014 AUDL